Hey everybody, it's Billy Pine with Christian Soldier 99. I'm excited to have an old friend that I haven't seen for a while, and we're going to talk to her about how God speaks to her. First and foremost, I'm going to allow her to share just a short section of her life while she was in Japan, because we're going to actually do a full-length interview, and we're really excited about that. But I want to do this first so we can introduce her to you. What I will do is later on when I do the interview, I'll have it up here, okay? So it'll be suggested, so you can just click there and then watch that after you watch this one. So let's go ahead and begin. Hey Deb, how you doing?
Good, and you?
I'm great. I'm so thankful that you're doing this for us. If you could just do me a favor, introduce yourself to them and then explain your time in Japan, short, but give some powerful details quickly if you may.
Okay. My name is Deb Shaw, and I had always wanted to be a missionary, but I grew up in an alcoholic home and with an alcoholic father who really didn't think too highly of any of his kids and really looked down on us, I felt like. And I just felt like I wanted to be something different than he was. And I spent all of my time at church growing up. I just wanted to be at church and not at home. And I just felt like there was a call there, but never really felt good enough. And after high school, I left and moved to Wellsboro, which was where I was born. And then after Wellsboro, I moved to Chambersburg. And when I came to Chambersburg, my pastor asked me to take over the missions committee kind of thing. And he asked me to be reading all the letters that came in. And when I would read them, I'd be like, I
want to go.
I can't do this. I've got to go.
Yep.
And we had a missions convention one time, and it was during that weekend that I knew God called me. I was an emotional mess. And I remember my pastor saying, "You're going to go, aren't you?" I said, "Someday I'm going." And there was a lady there, and her name was Shelley Carl. And I met her, and she was one of the speakers. And I just knew that I was supposed to go and work with her. And I talked to her, and she basically said, no.
Oh, wow.
And 9 months later, almost 9 months later, she contacted me and said, "Are you still willing to go?"
Wow.
And I said I never stopped considering it. I wanted to go.
So you were rejected one time. You were told no. How'd that feel?
I was devastated, but yet at the same time, I knew in my spirit.
All right.
I knew in my spirit that I was supposed to go. And in 2004, I believe it was, I started the process, and at the end of 2005, I left.
Right. And where did you go?
I went to Tokyo.
Tokyo. And how long were you there?
Well, actually, I didn't go to Tokyo first. I went to a little town called Kamichi, Japan, and it was a very rural area.
Wow. How long were you there?
I was there about 6 or 7 months, and then we moved to another area in Japan, and I continued to work with this missionary, and then we left there, and I went to Tokyo and was in Tokyo for 5 years.
Oh, wow. So how long have you been back in the U.S.?
Since 2015.
Are you going to go back?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Unless God opens up a different door.
So, hey, it's in God's hands.
That's right.
So, first off, your pastor, I really want to give him a shout out. What was the pastor's name?
Pastor Joe Pickens.
Joe Pickens, and I know him as well, and that's why Joe Pickens is an amazing man of God. What's the church again that he pastored?
Christian Life Assembly of God on Warm Spring Road in Chambersburg.
Excited. Go to that church. It's epic. The pastor is so loving and kind. I love him as well. And I haven't been there for a long time, but he made an impact on my life as well. So that's a little bit about Deb's experience in Japan and so forth. And we're going to cap that for now because I want to save that for the other interview. So, hey, let me tell you, if you want to see that if you want to see that other video, you need to subscribe, and then you need to hit that notification button, ring that bell, hit like, and then put some comments. Maybe have some questions you want to ask Deb about that. So right now we're going to talk about Deb. How does God speak to you? you said that your childhood was really not that good, but you spent your life in church, and then you felt like, hey, I just had this calling to go. What was it? You can start at any time in your life, maybe at the beginning and even further. How was it that you knew this was God telling you to do this?
That's interesting, because when I was at this church where I was growing up, I was in a play, and I had one line in the whole play.
Wow.
And all it was "Brr, Africa was never like this."
Huh.
And ever since then, it was just that phrase. I just felt like, I'm going to go to Africa. I mean,
wow.
That's where I thought I was going to go.
Didn't go there, but
I didn't go there.
you
but
had that
I had
desire.
the desire to go.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Is there any other way that you can sit there in your everyday life and say, well, this is like the number one way that I hear God talking to me? Is there something that really, stands out and says, hey, when God talks to me this way, I don't doubt it at all. I know this is God talking to me. Or is there just, a couple of things that you just gather all together and say, hey, God's saying this and this, God's saying this and this?
Sometimes it's just through reading His Word.
Mm-hmm.
And, asking Him to reveal Himself through the Word. And other times it's things that people say to me.
Yes, I hear that a lot.
The encouragement from other people, or just, a suggestion of some sort. Not even necessarily like, this is what you should do, but have you ever thought about this or that?
And usually, I want to kind of add this, when someone comes up to you and says, hey, this is what I feel God's telling you, what does it do inside you that says, yes, this is of God, or, oh, well, that doesn't really,
There would be like an excitement of some sort.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we don't listen to what everybody says to us.
No, not at all.
So it's what we call, it bears witness to our spirit. And that's a little difficult to understand, especially if you're a new Christian. And that takes time, doesn't it?
It takes a lot of time. It doesn't happen overnight.
And you make mistakes, don't you?
Yes. Lots of mistakes.
Lots of mistakes. So it's a work in progress. And I just encourage you guys, read the Bible. Okay, that's definitely the number one way God speaks to us. And then be open for other Christian friends and people and groups that you're with to speak into your life. But at the end of that, make sure that it bears witness to your soul.
Bears witness, yes.
Yes.
And if you're really seeking God, I believe that you're going to know. Mm-hmm. Whether it's of God or of, just somebody speaking to you.
And there was something that Deb had said about, she was in a play, and she had one line, but boy, it was a cold in Africa. And she said there was something inside her. And there's little things like that happen in our lives, that was implanted, that seed God implanted, because
That's
it
right.
made her spirit what?
Be excited.
Be excited. So be open to the things of God. Listen, start reading the Bible more and more and more, and get that understanding of who God is and how He talks. And each one of us experience God different. That doesn't make it wrong, because we're all different. That makes us unique. Deb, you have anything you want to add or anything?
No, just really getting into the Word is what's really important. And, even seeking counsel.
Hey, there you go. That's a real good one.
Seeking counsel with someone who has a good, firm foundation with the Lord and is grounded in the Word.
Yeah. So that's definitely like Joe Pickens, the pastor,
Yes.
really helped you out, didn't he?
Yes, he did. He put me in charge of the missions committee. He knew before I did.
So that God had started working in his life to help work in her life. That's what's great about God. God can use you. Do you hear me? God can use you to impact other people's lives. And this is what this channel is all about. Using each one of us to impact everybody's and anybody's life, no matter what walk of life you are on. And I encourage you. Deb, do you have anything you want to add before we leave?
No, I can't. We'll save it for the next time.
Save it for the next one. I'm really excited, guys. Please listen, subscribe, okay? Notification, ring that bell so you don't miss this awesome interview we're going to have with Deb. Deb, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it. And guess what, guys? She was actually having some issues speaking, and you know what? She did a great job. Thank you, God, for letting her speak and not coughing at all.
That's right.
Thanks a lot, guys. Hi, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit like, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Also hit that notification button, ring the bell, that way you never miss a new video we upload. Have a great day. God bless.